This is Katerin with VIVE Katerin. I'm here today with Papo Ortega from Cubanoson. How are you doing today?
I'm doing just great, Katerin. Thank you so much for allowing me to be on your site. It looks great. Thank you.
Thank you. So talk to me a little bit about what you're doing today with Cubanoson. I know that you've had a lot of performances. Talk to me about that.
Well, we've been together since 2005. I created the orchestra in 2005, and we've done very, very well. Thank God. We've done New Jersey Performing Arts Center now for 5 years. This will be our 5th year now, going back in October. We did the International Fifi Awards in New York. That was really, really exciting, getting handed off by Randy Jackson. That was great. We do a lot of private events. We do festivals, and I'm hoping soon to travel outside the United States. So.
Well, congratulations. I know that you've been working diligently. Tell me a little bit about your orchestra.
Our orchestra embraces the traditional Cuban sound. Originally, septetos, if you will, or sextetos, which means 6 or 7 instrumentation, 6 or 7 musicians, if you will, had percussion, a tres guitar, vocalists, minor percussion, a bass, and it's really, really danceable. It's really sometimes the lyrics don't even make sense, but it's just so great. And I wanted to capture that because it's kind of, the tradition has passed a little bit. There are very little Cuban bands left that are applying the tradition. At the same time, I wanted to encompass the New York sound, the New York salsa sound, because everybody knows salsa, not son. Even though it's the same thing if you really go into it. So I encompassed 2 trumpets and a trombone. And obviously I play piano, so I had to have a piano in the band. And we grew to 10-piece orchestra.
Congratulations. Now, I also know that you play the piano really well and very fast. So how did you learn?
Well, thank you for that great description of my piano playing. I learned classical music since I was age 4. I started, but my whole family is musically oriented in the Cuban, and it just expanded and just kept going. And now this is what I play. I play Latin Cuban music, and I try to practice. I'm a little slow these days.
So you practice how often? You have a very busy schedule.
Yes, I do. Well, I try to practice every day, although sometimes, work does get in the way, or vacations, if you will. But we try to practice every day. Musicians should practice every day, really.
What inspired you to start in the music industry?
My brother was a trumpet player for one of the local bands in Hudson County, in Union City, West New York area, New Jersey. And the leader of the band said to me, I know you play piano. My piano player's moving to Florida. I want you to play piano. And at the time, I'm 13 years old. I don't want to play Cuban music. I want to hear the disco, the rock, the Beatles, that's what I want. And but he goes, oh, come to one of we're playing a dance at St. Augustine's Church. Beautiful dances they used to give every year. He goes, bring your guitar. I play a little bit of a guitar. I brought my 12-string guitar. And I sat in with the band all night. I have no idea what I played. It was probably horrible. But he played a Guantanamera, and he says, take a solo. So here I am playing my solo. And it really felt great. It really did feel great. And I got paid $5. So that's my first professional gig. I got paid $5. That was great. I said, here, $5 is a lot of money. So then the piano player did move to Florida, and I became the piano player for the band. I didn't know what I was doing, but I learned, and I had a lot of help from a lot of great musicians. And I continued to play with various bands throughout the tri-state area.
What musician inspires you?
Well, there's so many, and I want to explain that in a little different way. I mean, there's such great piano players out there. Bebo Valdez, Javier Vasquez. Javier Vasquez I know personally, so that was a great inspiration. Alfredito Valdez. All these Cuban pianists that are really, really phenomenal in my eyes, are really, really great. As far as the sound of the orchestra, I like Sonora Matancera from Cuba. That was one of I think the most instrumental in creating my sound. Johnny Pacheco, of course, and I know him personally. I think he's the greatest, really. And also Roberto Torres, which I got to see on the parade recently, and I actually played the piano a little bit with him at the festival, which was a dream come true to share a stage with this guy. Roberto Torres, the older sound, before he went to the vallenato, charanga era, was my favorite, and his arranger is my arranger. And I sort of I want to say that Cubanoson, the band, is a mixture of those three bands, Sonora Matancera, Pacheco, and Roberto Torres. I think that all three together is what I have today in Cubanoson.
So how do you go about to create the lyrics for your music?
Well, I'm not that great of a writer. However, I have written a couple of tunes for my CDs. My uncle Sergio Sori is a phenomenal lyricist. He can make something for you right now. If I call him on the phone, it'll take him about 5 minutes, and he'll write something for your website if you want to, in Spanish, of course. These were what's called poets. In Cuba, they did the Punto Guajiro, which you'll hear a little bit of my music has a little bit of that Guajiro sound. And what Punto Guajiro was on the spot inspirations about any topic, and it's not written, it's done on the spot. It's truly an art that has never been discovered in the whole world. There are some places where you will see it, but it's an incredible art form. So when I started the orchestra, I looked to my uncle for some guidance, and he wrote the title track of my first CD. He wrote great lyrics on the second CD. So I look to him, my mother, my father. Everybody is musically inclined, and they all write a little something. They all help.
And it's also very special to have someone who's a part of your family to be a part of your future and your profession and what you do every day. So let me ask you, what is your ultimate goal for Cubanoson?
I'd like to grow into a higher level. I want to tour Europe. I've sold so many CDs in Germany, Italy, the United Kingdom, that I want to go see these people. They email me and they buy my CDs. And I'm saying, why are they buying my CDs in Germany? And I have DJs sending me YouTubes, listen to your music, and the whole dance floor is packed. And it's truly a great feeling. And I really would like to do that, hopefully with your help now, VIVE Katerin.com.
Thank you, Papo.
We'll get there.
Now, you have a new release. Tell us a little bit about this release.
Rumba Nueva came out in 2010. It's a recent, my latest CD. In this CD, in contrast to the first one, I went a little bit more up-tempo, a little more New York style, but I also encompassed some lyrics in French as well. I traveled to Canada a lot, and Canadians seem to have a love for Cubans that is so great, and they receive the culture, they like the music, and I do speak a little French, so I did some stuff in French, and it's doing pretty well right now.
How did you learn French? ¿A dónde aprendiste el francés?
Bueno, aprendí francés en la high school, en la escuela secundaria. High school, I studied 2 years of French, and I forgot all about it. And then I started traveling to Canada, and my French has gotten a little better. Not as good as it should be, but soon.
Bueno, a mí me encantaría oír el disco y el CD en francés, porque a mí ese es mi favorito lenguaje, el francés. Aunque yo no lo hablo.
Il est mon plaisir que vous écoutez mon CD en français.
Oui. So, Papo, tell me where we could find your information and your upcoming events.
Well, I have a website, Cubanoson.com, just like you see, Cubanoson. I'm also on Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, all /Cubanoson. And if you email me, I will email you back personally. And please, I always ask everyone, send me your thoughts, your requests, your ideas. I answer every email. On our website and all the sites, we do announce our upcoming events. We have we'll be at the Empire City Casino in Yonkers in September. In October, we're back at New Jersey Performing Arts Center. But I keep everyone up to date, and I hope to see everyone at our next event.
Thank you.
Thank you.